commandment to honor your father and mother probably doesn't mean what you think it means. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So the two versions of what people traditionally call the Ten Commandments, the Bible never calls it that, in Exodus and Deuteronomy, they both have this command in some form to honor your father and mother. The most important thing to understand, to really get the meaning of that, is that these commandments, these lists of laws were intended for adults. And that is really interesting to me because when I was growing up, of course, in the more conservative evangelical world, this commandment was used to educate children, like young children and teenagers. And what it was used to say is like, you need to do what your parents tell you to do. You need to be obedient to them. But again, it's meant for adults. And the word honor is really interesting. Now, here's the disclaimer I always make. I'm not a biblical scholar, even though I have a master's degree in this. This information comes from people who actually know ancient Hebrew. And the word for honor here is actually the opposite of the word to make light of. And the idea here is to give your parents the significance and the respect that significance deserves in your life. Now, it's important to note also that in Leviticus, the honoring of your parents is paired with keeping the Sabbath. And this was interpreted as the fact that what the parents tell you to do is subjugated to the law of God. In other words, if the parents feel like honoring them is doing something that is against what God has told you to do, you don't need to do that. That would not be honoring God, and therefore your parents aren't honoring God, and you are being asked to not honor God by your parents, and that's not okay. So when you put it all together, the adult focus and all of that, this is really about elder care. It's about when you are an adult and you have adult parents, you need to make sure that they are safeguarded, that they are protected, that they have a good life. It's about that. And one of the ways you can really understand that is when you look at what Jesus says about it. So in Mark chapter 7, Jesus addresses something that is known as the Corban loophole, which said that if you dedicate something to God, then you don't have to use it to help your family, to help your parents. And so people would get around helping their parents by saying, oh, no. This thing, this resource that I have is dedicated to God. And Jesus says that is actually people, the teachers, creating a loophole that goes against the commands of God. So that means that Jesus too was addressing this as something that applied to adults, not children. And that's really important because in these fundamentalist worlds, this command is used to make children do whatever their parents say and to feel bad about going against any of their parents' directions. And it can be used to silence kids into not talking about things that are abusive and wrong that their parents are doing. I was also told repeatedly that this is the only command that comes with a promise, that if you do this, it will go well for you in the land. Now, that language is covenantal language. It's tying this honor of your adult parents as an adult to the promises that God gave when God gave the people the land of Israel. Now, don't get me wrong. Kids doing what their parents tell them to do is a cultural value everywhere, all of the time. But this command is not God directing children to just mindly obey anything their parents tell them to do. It's just not what this one says. So when you're an adult, take care of your parents because you and I both know we weren't easy kids to raise.